You're thinking about selling your home and you really want to know the best way to go about it so that you can have a smooth process. Every seller is different and every home is different, but there are always some recommendations I make that help make the process easier for everyone. Now, there are the exceptions where somebody says, please just sell my house as is. I'm willing to price it accordingly. And that's okay. That happens sometimes. But if I can get people to listen to this list of recommendations, it makes the process easier and you tend to get more money and sell in a much better way. So let's start with landscaping. Here on the Cape in the wintertime, there's obviously not a whole lot you can do with landscaping, but things like a fresh mat around your door that's a welcome mat, looks nice and clean, cleaning up any brush and branches, any kind of fall cleanup to get leaves out of the way goes a really long way. Even a nice wreath on the door, if you can't go crazy with landscaping, certainly helps and gives buyers a really good impression. Now, what you can do in the spring and summer for landscaping is making sure your lawn is picked up, plant some fresh flowers, keep things trimmed, and the more easy maintenance it is, the better. But if you can keep it looking fresh and beautiful, it really gives a great first impression for buyers. You want to make sure you're also going through and doing new paint throughout the house wherever you can, whether that's trim that has fingerprints on it or dog scratches on it. If that's fresh neutral paint in each room of your house, it really brightens it up, it helps a buyer envision the space for themselves, and it makes it feel cleaner. And if your house needs exterior paint, staining, power washing, all of those things are really helpful, and you do get your money back for what you put into that based on sale prices and what buyers are seeing for impressions. Another thing I always recommend is declutter and depersonalize your house. This is usually the hardest thing because you're trying to figure out what you want to move, where you want to go, but allowing people to see the space and not your stuff is huge. So when I think about decluttering, I think about take all the artwork off your fridge and make it a clean appliance that people are seeing, not your kids' artwork or your grandkids' photos. If you are very religious, remove a lot of the faith-based items from, say, the walls, the dressers, different things, because again, you want people focused on the space and not your faith. And so you're welcome to keep those up while you're living there, but it does distract some folks when they're going through and previewing the home or looking at photos. They end up looking more at that than the house itself. You can also make sure you're taking plenty of things out of your closets, cleaning up your garage, removing items off of tabletops and counters and floor space. The more open the house feels, the less stuff they're looking at, the more likely you are to get a good offer on your home. You'll also want to go through and get a professional cleaning done. I know many of you are good at cleaning, but nobody is as good as a professional cleaner. They always end up seeing things that we miss, and they do such a great job. A deep clean goes so far in helping buyers see how beautiful your home is and not worry about the grime in a bathtub or the stains in a sink or sticky floors. Anything you can do to get a professional cleaning done goes a really long way. Highly, highly recommend, both for photos and for the showings when you have people coming through your home. Plus, a nice clean smell really helps people see this as their home. You also want to go through and make a list of any improvements you've done since you bought the house. Whether you did a new roof, replace the water heater, service the furnace, updated kitchens and bathrooms, any amount of improvements that you can show, whether you have dates or amounts of what you spent, contractor information of who did the work, or you just have a list of what's been done since you bought it. Buyers love to see that you've maintained the home, but they also see more value in a house when they can see a concrete list of what's been done that they're not going to have to improve. I also love to see sellers get a honey-do list done. I know it's kind of a funny way to say it, but most homeowners live in their house and live with repairs that need to get done, and that's fine. I myself have a laundry list of things that I would like to do and just haven't had the time. And so if you have a list of repairs you know need to get done, do it now. Whatever you can, you don't have to go spend crazy money, but all those little nitpicky things that buyers will notice will affect your home inspection and the offers you're getting. If buyers feel overwhelmed by the amount of repairs that need to get done in your house, they're going to offer less and they might not be as excited to buy your home. If they walk in and there's not much for them to do, they'll be much more excited and put in a more aggressive offer for you. You also want to go through, and if you have a septic system, get your Title V tested. It is possible to do this after you go under contract, but it does make it harder. You want to be able to price your home based on the condition of your septic. So if it needs repairs, that can really drag out the process and cost a lot of time and money. So get those repairs done before you list it. And if it doesn't need repairs, you can at least say, here's the clean Title V. We have this passing. We're ready to go. It shows buyers that you're prepared, and it also takes one more worry off of their plate. One other thing I always tell people is make a plan for your pets. If you have fur babies at home or really want to make this a smooth transition, pets pick up on your energy and they get anxious when they see things being moved. We also don't like to have pets available in the property when we're doing private showings or open houses whenever possible, because it just really disrupts things. It makes the animal anxious. It makes the agents nervous to make sure that they're taking care of your loved ones the right way. And it also distracts buyers. They get way more excited to see a puppy or a kitten than they do touring the house. It also impacts smells and things that they're seeing. So if you can make a plan to take your cats out of the house if there's an open house happening, and you can also ixnay that litter box, and you can get rid of the cat food or the dog food or the water bowls, all of those things are distracting to buyers. And then do another quick vacuum and spray down to make sure you're not getting those animal and pet odors. Those really do impact how a buyer sees a house. Last but not least, if you're thinking about selling your home, make sure you're thinking about what your next plan is. The goals you have and the offer you accept will be impacted by where you're going next, whether that's moving to a new state or upsizing, downsizing, going to assisted living, wherever you're headed next. That's going to inform the type of offer that you take and the timing. So the more you know up front, the easier this whole process will be. What other things would you recommend to a home seller to make sure that they have a very smooth process when selling their home?